so much that you can talk about when we discuss carbohydrates. Again, I'm trying to give you the most concise but thorough understanding of what you need to know as it relates to your fat loss results. So we've actually tried to squeeze it into 4 short videos here, but this is the last one for today, I promise. 2 small points that I want to make in relation to your carbohydrates. Point number 1 is that there are a number of vegetable-based carbohydrates that their glycemic load is so low and their calorie count is so low that you can eat as much of these vegetable carbohydrates as you want. And there's a list right on your screen here: asparagus, broccoli, Brussels sprouts, cabbage, cauliflower, celery, collard greens, cucumber, eggplant, fennel, green onion, leek, lettuce of any type, mushrooms, okra, onions, bell peppers, radish, snow peas, spinach, tomato, zucchini. These are all freebie vegetables. These are all freebie carbohydrates. So when you include a portion of carbohydrates, which I'm going to talk to you about portion sizes in our next slide. But when you are throwing on some carbohydrate portion into your meal, don't include these. These are just freebies. These are things that you can top any meal up with. Top it up with as much of these foods as you want. And that might seem counterintuitive. You might want to manage your plate there and not load too much up on it. But again, these foods have such a low glycemic load, meaning that they're not going to affect your blood sugar really at all. And you'll notice that most of them, for the most part, have very high fiber content. They're also very dense in their nutrient content, minerals and vitamins. And they are going to be very low in their calorie content. So you'd have to eat, for example, celery. You'd have to eat a huge amount of celery to amount to any significant portion of calories. So these are freebies. So far, we've talked about eating regularly through the day. We've talked about making protein the base of your meal. And remember, yesterday, I talked about using the palm of your hand. Cut off the fingers and the thumb. Use the size and thickness of the palm of your hand to determine your protein portion size. Well, today we're also going to use another example of a hand measure that you can use to eyeball. And for determining your carbohydrate portion size, I want you to close your fist. So close your fist. Don't close it too tight, but close it comfortably. Look at your fist, the same size and thickness as that closed fist. That's going to be your portion size for your carbohydrate content. Now keep in mind, that doesn't include these free vegetables, but this would be the other carbohydrates that you might consume. So when you look down at your plate, let's say it's dinner time tonight, when you look down at your plate, and let's say you're having some chicken with a little bit of rice and a bit of vegetables on the side, you should look down and see a piece of chicken breast that's about the same size and thickness as the palm of your hand. In the second third of the plate, you should see some form of carbohydrate, like some brown rice, for example, or something like that, a carbohydrate food that has a lower glycemic index, and it's about the same size as the closed fist that you're looking at on your screen right now. And then finally, in the third of the plate, so you've got 1/3 with some lean protein. You've got the second third with some fibrous, nutrient-dense, low glycemic load carbohydrates. And then in the third third, if you want to top up your plate with any of these free vegetables, you can do that. Of course, the final ingredient, which we're going to talk about in next day's lesson, is adding the healthy fat content. So we've got some proteins we got some lean protein on your plate so far. We've got a fistful of carbohydrates, and then we've got an unlimited amount of these free vegetables. And then tomorrow we're going to talk about the final piece of the puzzle, which is the fat content, and we're also going to use a hand measure to determine how much fat we're going to add to your plate. So that's it. Again, fat loss golden rule number 3 as it relates to carbohydrates: choose nutrient dense, high fiber, low glycemic load carbohydrates, and you'll be well on your way to helping you achieve your fat loss goals. That's all for today. We'll see you next time.